Seahawks.
Your favorite team, huh?
I don't mind the Seahawks. I just
Well,
can't stand Pete Carroll. Listen to this. Come on now, listen. Pete Carroll was a disaster as the New York Jets head coach. He was a disaster as the New England Patriots head coach. He cheated and destroyed the USC program. Then he went to Seattle. You know what he's done in Seattle? Lost to the Bears in the NFC divisional game, missed the playoffs, lost to the Falcons in the NFC divisional game. Then they won the Super Bowl, lost to New England Super Bowl with the whole controversy of they probably should have won the Super Bowl. Next year, lost to Carolina Panthers in the divisional game, lost to the Falcons in the divisional game, missed the playoffs, lost to the Cowboys in the wild card game, lost to the Packers in the NFC divisional game. They're overrated. He's only won the division 4 times since 2010 years, missed the playoffs twice. And did I mention that he lost a wild card game to the Cowboys? Did I mention that? How many playoff games have the Cowboys won since 1993? One against Pete Carroll? I don't know.
That might be it.
So they won a Super Bowl. A dog shines on the sun will shine on a dog's ass every once in a while. He should have won 2. We all know that. The passing fiasco at the one. I just think he's an underachiever. I think he's built a good program. He's put the right talent in place. But I think I don't know. You guys, well, I won't tip my hand about some other coaches we'll probably talk about in the future. Well, I don't care. I'm not a Dungy fan. I like Dungy, but I think Dungy's overrated. I think Pete Carroll's overrated. I think with some of the teams he's put together, he should have more than one. We know he should have had 2. And even if Super Bowl rings are hard to come by, you have to have a lot of things go right and have some luck with you. But man, he's losing wild card divisional games year after year after year. I think they don't win I think this year's more of the same. I think they don't win the division. I think they don't win the division, and they exit the playoffs early.
What do you have their record as?
Middle of the road, game or 2 each side of 500. Nothing spectacular. I think it depends on what happens with the Rams and the 49ers. We're getting ready to get into them. The 49ers have a little more up in the air than I mean, we're going to talk about that they're susceptible to having they could either completely dominate this division or they could struggle. We could have a lot of parity. I don't think so, but it could happen. So it depends on what the Rams and the 49ers do, but I just have them right in the middle of the pack.
Well, I think they're going to do a little bit better than middle. I have them 12-4, 4-2 in the division. They're going to come down to week 17 against the Niners. That game's going to be for the division, which I have the Niners winning it. I'm not a big Pete Carroll fan either. However, what's he, the vice president of the Seahawks too? I think he is. But without Russell Wilson, he's not doing anything. So he hit the lottery with Russell Wilson. As far as this year, in my opinion, Tyler Lockett's good. DK Metcalf's showing promise, but they don't really have any high-quality receivers, nor do they have any solid running backs anymore. They have Chris Carson, they have Lockett and Metcalf, but other than that, they don't really have any skill positions. It's all in Wilson's hand to do some stuff on the field. But they did pick up Greg Olsen, which I'm a huge Greg Olsen fan. Love picking him up in fantasy almost every single year. So hopefully he can do something good. I know Pete Carroll likes to use his tight ends pretty well.
Yeah, he's got a lot of them to use too. Jacob Hollister came on pretty strong when Will Dissly got hurt last year. Will Dissly was looking like a top 5 tight end. So, with the way Russell Wilson likes to roll around out of the pocket and stuff, I think Phil Dorsett's a good addition too. With the way Russ plays, if he gets out of the pocket, Phil Dorsett can get away from somebody downfield.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they thought he was going to do with the Colts. With who? When did we pick him up? Was that just a luck error? Or did we have Manning for that?
Luck error, yeah.
Yeah, and then you had Brady in New England. Everybody thought the same thing. He didn't really do anything there either. So I don't know.
Yeah, well, he's not a guy you lean on, but as a guy that can, he's like a Ted Ginn type. Every now and then you can
Yeah,
just pin him down and he'll blow the top off of it real quick. But then you have again the three tight ends. Russell Wilson's going to have options all day to throw it underneath if he needs to. And Chris Carter, I like Chris Carson a lot. I thought he was going to have a bigger year than he did last year, but he got hurt, and I think he still had over 1,000 yards with the games he played. So he's a stud. I expect him to do well. And Russell Wilson's obviously a baller. Defense might be a problem though. It's not been. It's been getting worse every year. So that'll be their downfall if the young guys can't play well.
So I guess coming back to the opening remarks, if if they don't do anything this year, does Pete Carroll come back next year? Probably.
yeah. They got him in as a vice president. I don't.
Yeah. I think I think if they kept him this long, it's hard to depart from mediocre success. It's hard to win in this league, and if you have a program and a coach and things are working where you're still making the playoffs, it's hard to walk away from that. It's hard to they fire a guy, they got to start all over. So I think you're right. I think you really have to run things in the ground. I don't even know that a 2-14 season would get him fired. Yeah, they'd probably get him fired. But
Yeah, I mean that'd be about how the Jim Caldwell era went, getting carried by Peyton in that system, and then go two and
yeah,
14 and bring new coaches in, new GM, switch the whole thing
yeah, yeah. Of course, it was as much as I dislike Pete Carroll. He's no Jim Caldwell.
up.
I, it I saw through Jim Caldwell the first year when everyone thought he was the second savior behind Dungy, and the penalties went through the roof, and I knew it was a disaster waiting to come. I actually wrote a couple articles about it. Bleacher